I just bought this wrecked Ferrari 812 Superfast and we're about to try and attempt to rebuild it in 24 hours. Everyone knows that the best cars come with a naturally aspirated V12 engine. So when Ferrari made the 812 Superfast and put a naturally aspirated V12 engine into it with over 800 horsepower, the car was on my radar.
It's just relentless.
800 horsepower.
But how do I get one for cheaper than any other 812 listed on the internet? Well, the answer?
Copart salvage auction.
This car was crash damaged, but with only 9,000 miles on the clock. It does state that it runs and drives, and the damage didn't look too bad. So, I took the risk. Is it good?
I'll let you decide. It looks good from the back. That's why I loaded it this way.
Whoa.
Oh, yes. Another Ferrari.
That looks well nice.
Yeah. Does it start?
I don't know, I didn't start
Oh, I want to hear it.
Is it on all four wheels?
I don't think it's got oil in it. Okay, let's get it out. Oh. The Ferrari was home and looking a little worse for wear.
Whoa. Oh, it's massive in here.
But this car was really nice.
Whoa. Manual adjusting seats. Oh yes, oh yes.
I was really enjoying my new car, but our first problem is that we couldn't get it out of park. We didn't want to start the car up just yet until we were 100% sure it had oil in it. But to get the car into neutral, we had to go into the back to find the Ferrari toolkit and then lift up this part of the carpet, which will give us access to the gearbox, which is at the back of the car. You then slide this tool in, give it a twist, and it should put it into neutral. Then we could roll the 812 out. And as we got it out, things got a little worse.
Doesn't look as good from the front as it does the back.
Does it not? Ooh.
Has this all been pushed forward and then caused that to lift?
Yeah.
Why is there all oil in it? In the intake?
Oh,
no. No, we're not rebuilding another engine. How's it got? I don't understand how oil could have got there.
There's oil here, isn't there? Leaked here. Out the air filter. And that side.
Do you think it's been upside down? Or tipped? Could it been tipped?
Yeah, if it went into a ditch and the ditch was deep enough, it would be on its front, wouldn't it?
Somehow, oil was in the intake. But it didn't look like the oil cooler had any damage to it. It only looks like there was damage to the cooling radiator. One thing we wanted to check is whether it even had oil in the car. So Ethan pulled out the dipstick and revealed milky oil. Put it back in. For the oil to look that milky, it must have mixed with some water. But the question is, how? And why is there oil filled up in the intake? We started taking off the airbox to see how far the oil had gone down.
I don't understand it.
And it was all at the bottom of the air filter.
It's like it's come out of the engine, isn't it? There's just oil at the bottom of that.
Been lifted up.
It's like it's gone like that, isn't it? I wonder whether it's like been pulled out of a ditch like that. It's like all the oil, but not the whole engine oil would come out. So the oil, instead of going in through there, it's actually come out of the engine. Why that's happened, we don't know, but it's not a good idea to try and turn it on until we're like clear. This is like a spark plug out job to really see what the situation is in there. So I think you need to get it inside, spark plug out, and have a look down the board to see if there's just oil sitting inside the cylinders. Well, what we thought was going to be a rebuild might be an engine rebuild. Oh no. That has to be our main priority at the minute. Even though there's a lot of cosmetic damage, we need to see if this engine works.
As if this has took 6 people.
Oh, it's alright, you keep standing there, Toby. Go on, Toby, yeah, keep rising encouragement,
Yeah,
please.
keep it going.
Come on guys, you can do it.
So we're going to push the 812 in and inspect the engine further to make sure we don't have to rebuild it. Oh no. That looks like water.
That's not good.
Is that water?
Engine very bad.
That looks like a flood. That looks like a flood damaged car.
Yeah, it does.
How has it had a front end crash like this and then full of water?
Oh, that is not. Oh my god. It didn't say flood damage. It said fire extinguisher dust. You'd think if it went into water, it would have. It wouldn't need a fire extinguisher. The worrying thing is that on the Copart listing, it's stated that it runs and drives. And it also says possible mechanical damage, oil and water leaking from the engine. And it also says fire extinguisher power under bonnet. But I'm not sure what that means. If there is oil or water inside the cylinders and we try and start this car, the piston will try and compress that oil and water, and if it tries to do that, it could bend the conrod, causing the engine to seize. So we need to make sure that each one of these cylinders is clear of oil and water before we try and start it. So now we're taking out each spark plug so we can put a camera down there to find out. Right, we think this is the best way to get to the spark plugs. So down this side avenue, 1, 2, 3, 4 over there, 5, 6. We've got to take all of them out because there could just be oil in one cylinder, so we can't take the risk. First one, let's see how we're doing. To get the spark plug out, first we've got to unplug the coil pack and then remove it from the top of the spark plug. Then we can put the socket down there and start undoing the spark plug. And once it comes out, we can inspect it. Not bad. Well, then we could put a camera down the cylinder. That one looks alright. There's no sludge. So far, so good. And my dad was doing the same on the other side. But nothing really looked untoward. All the cylinders look good so far.
Quite high up but clean in there.
We then had to do every cylinder. Remember, there's 12 on this car. But every time we took a spark plug out, everything seemed normal. Piston's right at the top. No sludge in there. We continued to do every single one, but every one had the same result. All the spark plugs looked normal, and no oil or water were in the cylinders, which is good news. I then put it all back together and just crank it like Soldier Boy. Whoa!
Dun, dun, dun.
Soldier Boy up in it.
Oh.
Raz them spark plugs back in. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's all back together. And before we start repairing this thing, we obviously want to know whether it starts or not. Because if it doesn't start, we know that we need to take the engine out and work out what the problem is. Because we look through the cylinders, cylinders are good, spark plugs look good. The only reason why it wouldn't start is if the bottom end's gone. Well, it would start, it just sound a bit rattly. And under here, actually here was the dipstick, wasn't it? And, oh, there's a little bit, but here's minimum, up here, and we're down here. So maybe, I know you're supposed to check these when they're warm, so for safety, put some oil in. Now we do run the risk of overfilling the oil here, but I'm only going to put in a little bit, just for peace of mind when we start it. So in goes a drop of Valvoline.
Do you think it's going to go?
Yeah.
Tony, do you think it's going to go?
Yeah.
Right, here we go then. We don't want to be building an engine. Ready? And it's time to see if it'll start. Oh! Get in there!
Told you, didn't I? One more time!
The engine was running, but something sounded a little weird.
What was that?
Oh, it's just diarrhea everywhere.
What is going on there?
It's got water in the engine, isn't it? In the oil.
Yeah.
Why is it diarrheaing out of that? So it's got a bit of water in the oil. It ran though. What, should we run it again?
What's a little bit of water gonna do?
Seize the engine.
See what happens.
Just don't rev it.
Oh!
Oh! hell is going on there? Why is it like baby sick?
It's going everywhere.
What the hell? What's happened there?
It's diarrhea.
Oh my,
That's in the breathing system.
yeah.
That's a bit poor.
It's tipped forward, isn't it? It's got to have tipped up.
Well, the good news is that the engine runs and turns over. The bad news, it looks like milky oil is coming out what I think is the PCV valve. And what that does is recirculate gas coming out the crankcase. When an explosion happens in the combustion chamber, sometimes you get a bit of gases blow past the piston rings and into the crankcase. And you then have this PCV system which takes the gases out of the crankcase and sort of recirculates them back into the intake. Now the only reason oil will be getting in here is if one, the engine was sort of tipped upside down, or the oil was overfilled. Both of which are possible. The only way to try and prove this theory right is just to drain all of the oil out and refill the correct amount and run the car until all of the breather lines for the PCV are nice and clear again. So that's what we're doing now.
There's two things we've seen under here. One, the oil cooler here. The cooler looks okay, but the pipe is squished. Is that causing unnecessary oil pressure and stopping the oil from returning back to the tank? Possibly. When we run it again, we would like to have that not kinks because this cooler is meant to be over here. You can see, look, this thing is meant to be there. So we're going to try and wedge that forward. And whilst my dad's wedging that forward, I'm going to drain the oil out of the oil tank here. This is going to be fun and messy.
And it was messy. Oil definitely shouldn't look that colour. It looks like we're pouring caramel syrup out of the engine. And next up, the oil filter.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, the oil has mixed with the water. And this also could be a possibility of why the oil is overfilled, because it could just be filled up with water, pushing it into the PCV system.
What we're going to do is put everything back in now with the correct oil, without the oil filter because it's a wash up, and then we're going to run it all through again and see if we're okay. Here we go.
So we're going to put everything back together, run some clean oil through it, and then see if the car runs any better. But judging from how bad that oil looked, it could take a few cycles of new oil to clean it all out. But let's see what happens now after we've unkinked those oil lines and cleared the old oil out.
Right, here we go. Let's see what happens now.
No, we try.
Looking good.
Let's hear it from the back.
Woo!
Yeah, you're good. Right.
Oh, that sounds sick. Woo! I like this car. Yes! Engine's good. Looks like we're continuing the build.
Things look promising now. Well, so far. We still had to drain this oil out because that immediately turned milky, and the plan was just to keep doing this cycle until eventually we got clean oil. We're just hoping that there isn't a problem with a cooler or something like a head gasket which is causing the water to mix with the oil. But judging by the fact there is no coolant in this car because the radiator is completely broken at the front, we might be alright. So I have no idea how the water got in there in the first place. I guess that'll be a mystery for now.
Two months later, and we're in this situation. But we think I've ordered all the parts needed to rebuild this, and in 24 hours worth of labour time. This is going to be the hardest one we've ever tried to do yet. In 24 hours, hopefully we get a complete transformation, but those 24 hours starts now. Off we go!
Okay, first things first, let's get off all the damaged parts. I'm going to start off by removing the bonnet. Now, we've got much better access to everything underneath it. Out comes the headlight and the other headlight as well. Both of these are damaged. So we're gonna have to order a pair of those. And there's still plenty more damage we need to get through. And it looks like this car's been repaired before. At least part of it. Looks like a bit of filler in the wing.
What's left of the bumper has come off. And then behind, we've got some kind of like structure. And we've got Ferrari's amazing welding. We're really familiar with that welding now. And I would feel comfortable when probably repairing that, and my welds might be okay, but obviously it's TIG welding. I don't have a TIG welder, so we're gonna have to call Bob in, which I think he will come tomorrow. Also, this bar here, I'm just looking at it, that looks like it could have a bit of bend on it, or it could be broken, couldn't it? So that looks like it's riveted and welded. Classic Ferrari. They just wanted it to be extra strong, so they riveted it, welded it, and then sometimes they had a bolt in as well. Never mind. Let's continue to get all this front end off until we get to a point where there's no more broken things. Come on.
Next up, the broken panel on the front, and I'm hoping once I take this off, I might be able to access the radiators behind it and work out which ones are damaged and which ones aren't.
Looks like double trouble because this looks like it's broken as well. I've got a feeling I've ordered these. I've got a feeling, but also here, broken as well. Ferrari's welds. I think you could breathe on it, in my opinion, and it would fall off. We're getting there, we're getting to the radiators. Oh! Oh, okay. Okay, this might all just come off. There's one, that's good. These are all on the 296, loads of them. I don't know what they do, but there's some kind of communication, ain't they? What I don't want to do is unplug them and then mix all the plugs up, so I might just disconnect these and leave them all plugged in and then pull them over the top and pull out this broken fiberglass or carbon fiber panel.
On this panel here are the engine ECUs, which are effectively the computers for the engine. Usually on a V8 they have one for each side. This other computer I'm guessing is probably for the tyre pressure monitoring system, and the rest is just a mystery. The air filters are now coming out and the air filter housing, and now we can see the radiator damage. It looks like quite a lot.
Oh yeah, no, it's MC perished.
Whilst we're doing all this, the timer's ticking down fairly quick.
We're gonna say there's no aircon gas in it.
Oh.
No, it's just an excess, not all of it.
No, I think that's got it in, Matt.
No. It's only a little bit.
No, Matt, that's not a little bit.
No, it's just a little bit.
Matt, that's not a little bit.
There was definitely none in that.
So once we figured out that there was no gas left in the aircon system, we can remove the aircon radiator, and then behind it is the actual radiator for the engine, which is also damaged. So both of these have got to come off.
Front end is off. We found some more damage, which ain't good. So this leg here, I don't think it's been pushed back. I think what's happened is it's gone inwards like that. I think that's creased inwards. I think I've ordered these, and these are riveted to it, and because it's aluminium, I'm hoping we can give it a bit of a pull, bit of a bend, and just kind of get it back. Yeah, look, the same thing's happened here on this leg. It's gone that way, hasn't it? It would be crazy to replace this whole leg because of that little crease there. So I think Bob will be happy for it as well when he comes to kind of manipulate it back. I'm just checking all these welds look okay.
Now if it was the insurance, anything with damage on it would need to be replaced like for like. But as long as it's safe, I'm happy for us to do it our way, which also saves a bit of cash. Next step, I'm removing the door so we can access the wing. But this door's also damaged, so it will need to be replaced.
Oh! This ain't a light door! Oh my god!
With that door out the way, we can now access the bolts which hold the front wing on, or fender if you're American. A few on the side and a few underneath, and then the ones along the top. But we're not going to pull that off just yet, because I'm going to do the exact same on the other side. Some of you might be watching thinking, why are we trying to do this in 24 hours? Well, rather than trying to do it in 24 hours, it's more of a timer to see how long it takes, as I think 24 hours worth of labour is quite a lot. But this one is definitely going to be the most challenging one we've done, and with the modifications that I've got planned for it as well, it could take this labour time over the 24 hours. Now I'm removing the carbon fibre Ferrari side sills so I can access the bolts to remove the side skirt. Once the side skirt's off, I can now access the bolts for the front wing on the left hand side. Once they're all out, I can remove it away from the car to reveal a bit more damage. 21 hours remaining when we've not fixed anything yet. But I'm going to go in the interior now because we've got Liam's help. He's going to do the same as what I've done on this side, on that side. And I'm going to take out the seats first so I've got room to get round. And then I'm going to take out these seat belts so I'm going to send them to the airbag team because they are locked out, which usually happens when the airbags blow off, hold you in your seat. So, seats out, centre console out, find the airbag module, dashboard out. Let's keep going. So whilst I crack on with the interior, Liam's continuing on with removing the front wing on the right hand side of the car. Now, because all the airbags are deployed on the inside of this, there's a lot of repairing I need to do. And first step is removing the seats. 4 bolts which are holding it in, and once they're undone, lift the seat up, disconnect the electrical connection and pull the seat out of the car. Why is there half a ditch inside the car under the seat? How's that happened? And this button here, it's not the ejecto-seater one, that's the inertia one. That when you have a crash, that pops up to cut the fuel off. And clearly, somebody's already pushed it back down after the accident to get the car started, else we wouldn't have got it going. Right, next step, that seat. Then I think the airbag module will be underneath here because what we've learned is most Ferraris are the same and they should not change them. Liam's still cracking away at getting that front wing off, and before I carry on with the inside, I've got to unbolt the seat belt which is anchored to the seat. But there's still a lot to take off for me to access the actual full mechanism of the seat belt. Next up, the driver's seat comes out, which reveals more of the ditch which looks like they crashed into, probably with the windows down. And before I continue any further, I'm going to clean up some of those sticks. And it's looking pretty good. Right, Liam's got all of this side off, which is good, but that's unveiled more damage, which we weren't hoping for. Like this quarter here, that is a big dent in here. It's quite difficult to see, but you can actually feel the dent. It feels like, I think what's happened is it's been pulled down, and because that's been pulled down, it's pushed in this area there. It's not worth changing the whole rear quarter just for that. So it just needs a bit of body work. Whether we can try and attempt it, or I'm going to ask Bob when Bob comes here to do the welding, because I know he's done some body work before. We'll see what Bob says, and then if not, we'll have to give that a go ourselves. But for now, I'm going to go inside and start getting that crash module out, the airbag module in the center console. Let's go. The airbag module is usually bolted to the lowest point in the center of the car. And just like the engine ECU, it's the computer, but for all of the airbags in the car. And when the car gets crashed, it has crash data stored on the airbag module. And on Volkswagen and Audi cars, usually you can plug your Autel into the OBD reader and cancel that crash data off just like that. But with these Ferraris, it seems like you have to remove the airbag module and get the crash data taken off by plugging directly to it. So normally on these, the yaw sensor's in it, which like obviously does all the pitch of the car and tells it like when it's braking and moving and turning, and if the back end's going up, then like it knows to change the brake bias, all that type of weird stuff. But this, to me, that looks like the yaw sensor in there, so it looks like it's separate. That looks like the yaw sensor, and that is separate, so maybe it is separate in this, but who knows. The good thing is though, we've got to the airbag module, and that was well easy to take out. Like, the bolts for it are only in there, and workshop rules, I can actually put them back in the holes. If that's how you're wondering how do we know where everything goes, we normally just put them back in the holes. So let's get this airbag module out of the car. I haven't got the tools to talk directly to it, so once it's out, I'm going to send this away to the airbag team so they can pin directly onto it and cancel all the crash data on it. The time is ticking down. I'm going to continue with the seatbelts in a minute, but for now we've got to remove the dashboard because it is broken from the passenger side airbag, and I also need to remove this because that is broken from the driver's side airbag. So let's get removing. If it's anything like the 296, the lever should come off separate. Let's go. To get the steering wheel airbag out, there's 2 little holes on each side of the steering wheel. You poke a screwdriver in there, and then that releases a clip which pulls the airbag out. Then there's just 2 wires that I need to disconnect to get it away from the car.
Right, I'm just starting to hit the dash out, and I've peeled this back. That is well, it looks like a Ford stop button on the side. What the hell is that doing there? Well, this has got a steering wheel button. Here, look. But then why is there another stop button there?
There must be a reason for it, but only Ferrari know. Now, we've got the master task at unbolting this whole dashboard to get it out so we can get it repaired. I was on the driver's side whilst Liam was tackling the passenger side, and this was an extremely long process, but eventually we were there.
Oh my days. You would not believe the amount of bolts that are in that.
But now, it's out, and the interior is pretty much stripped.
Right, dashboard is out. It's absolutely carnage in there. That's what it looks like. We've had to take this out, 1, because we need a new passenger side airbag, and 2, because the lever is broken here. So that can be fixed by the airbag team. So that'll be sent off along with the seat belts, which we've got to get out as well. But in the meantime, Liam says we can't touch his pile of bolts. Do you reckon all of them are going to go back in, Liam?
Yeah. I know where they go.
Right, okay.
Trust me.
So by the time that dashboard comes back from repair, he's got to know and remember with his photographic memory where every single one of them go.
It's all up here, lad. It's all up here.
The good thing though is Bob's here from the machine shop, because now it's time to get machine shopping, because we've got loads of bodywork to do, starting off with this front section which Bob's going to start repairing.
Yeah, I was looking at it and it's twisted in and this is pushed over as well. So they're meant to be parallel, the top and bottom rail there are meant to be parallel, but that's pushed over as well.
Fantastic.
So that's going to be a job to move.
Oh.
This I thought was a square section, but
yeah.
It's not, it's actually diamond shaped, so it's not far away from the shape it should be. However, it is rotated, so I'll just cut these creases out and rotate it back the other way.
Okay. Whilst Bob's doing that, I can carry on getting the seat belts out, and then hopefully there's more jobs for me whilst Bob's doing that. Otherwise I'm going to be standing around. There will be jobs because we've got colour changes. Ooh. Exciting!
Okay, here's all the structural damage at the front of the car. And if there's any man to fix it, it's going to be Bob from the machine shop. First thing he's going to do is remove the oil cooler, and it's a good job he did because there was still a lot of milky oil inside of it.
And the delivery is here. Hopefully we have everything from Ferrari in here. We've had to get some stuff second hand, some stuff new, bits and bobs, and for being their top customer this year, they've given me some free stuff. Look at that. Wow. Well, yeah, thanks Ferrari. Couldn't get some of the parts here, but managed to get us a keyring and hats. Thank you.
It's the most I've had off any other brand I've bought parts from. But here is, hopefully, most of the parts to build the Ferrari. And I think there's more to come. In the meantime, my dad and Bob are taking measurements to make sure everything is all square. And if it's not, they're going to have to do some bending and manipulating to get it back to where it should be. Next thing he's going to do is cut off these front legs. They're completely toast and it's a lot easier just to replace them. Then he's going to drill out the rivets which hold it to the chassis legs and then give it a good old hammer and off it comes. And he's left with this. He's now going to do the same for the other side. This section connects the bottom leg to the top leg, but both of these are finished. So once he's cut through the welds and got out the rivets, he can knock them off with the hammer. Now, time to clean the chassis legs. Bob's going to be welding to these, so it's important they're nice and clean. And he's decided, instead of trying to bend them back because it's aluminium and it's really fragile, he's going to actually just cut the ends off them and remake the chassis leg out of his own material to match the OEM one. He did try and save as much as he can off the original leg, but it seemed like a lost cause. And meanwhile, I'm on the interior, still working away at trying to get the seat belts out. I've got to remove some of the panels behind the seats, like this top panel here, and then I can access the bolts for the trim which is covering over the seat belt which runs down the pillar. There's one bolt which holds the seat belt to the top, another bolt which holds it to the bottom, an electrical connector which goes to the explosive part of the seatbelt, and then the seatbelt can come out of the car.
Out comes the belt. That needs to be sent off.
Time is ticking down. I've now got to do the exact same for the other seatbelt on the driver's side, and that is the dashboard and both seatbelts out, ready to go to the airbag team to be reset and fixed.
We need to get these door cards off because these also need to be repaired by the airbag team. I've ordered the airbag separately, and then we just need to get this door card fixed. So I'll get this one off, Liam, you get that one off, and then we'll give them to the seatbelt man, no longer seatbelt lady.
So whilst I'm getting off the door card, Bob's now over on his table creating a whole new chassis leg out of the same material the original chassis leg is made out of. He's made a section here, then he's going to weld it into a box. This is a skill Bob's been doing for years, and he actually even offers training if you do want to learn how to weld. Bob can teach you at the machine shop. I've popped a link in the description for that. Now he's welding on the section he's just made onto the existing chassis leg. He's made it a little longer than it should be so that he could trim it down to the right size. And he's going to do the exact same for the top chassis leg. Now the trimming starts. After that, we've got the OEM Ferrari end plates. To make sure the legs are the correct length apart, he's going to bolt both crash bars to the end plates. One we got brand new from Ferrari and the other was second hand. But with the crash bars bolted to the end plates, we know they're the perfect distance apart now, and he can then slide them on to the chassis legs that Bob's just created. Give them a few knocks, and eventually they're starting to sit flush. Looking pretty good there. All that's left to do is to weld them in place. Off he goes. Bob's really smashed it out the park with this one. Whilst I'm still on the door card. And I've now got off the leather piece of the door card that needs to go off for repair.
Here's stuff I ordered earlier. Some off eBay, in fact all of it off eBay. Interestingly, same airbag as the Ferrari 296 and the Ferrari Roma. Not that makes any difference, you still have to pay Ferrari prices. Inside here, passenger airbag. Inside here, from a breakers, left hand door airbag, right hand door airbag. Let's get fitting.
All that's left to do on the passenger side door is remove this airbag. Once I've undone the bolts, I can pull it out of place, and that is going in the bin. And now the new one could just slide into the door, and I can pop back in the bolts where they originally came from. Then put in the electrical connection, and that is one door ready to go once the door card comes back from repair.
Welcome to the rear of the car. Everything that we're doing seems odd, but that's because we are odd. Well, what's required to do now, I know it's not damaged. Oh, actually some of the car is damaged, like this rear diffuser, but we have a solution for that, which is exciting. So that's got to come off. And also what we're doing, hopefully in this video, fingers crossed, requires us to remove the rear lights and the badge as well. So yeah, it won't make sense at the minute, but it will make sense later. And don't worry, we will clean the car. It's just dark outside. We will clean it eventually because we need to for what we're going to do. So, diffuser off, rear lights off, badge off, number plate off. Let's go. Where's Liam?
To get to the rear lights, we've got to remove a lot of the panelling inside the boot. Starting off with this section which holds the toolkit in, then the carpet needs to come out. I need to start unbolting parts like this so I can pull the trim off the back of it. Then, out come the rear lights on the left hand side. There's two of them per side.
Wow!
And that's both rear lights out on both sides. And Liam's starting to take off the registration plate. Once that's off, we've got to work out how this badge comes out. It turns out it's actually bolted from the back.
Oh yeah, a little 8mm or 7mm or 6mm, 2 of them.
2 tiny little nuts on the back of the bumper, and we can just get a spanner behind there.
I saved it. Yay! It's bolted on. Nay!
And of course, all of this is very time consuming.
Front end is all done. I need to put this bit in now, but this is already on the car. This bit's broken, that bit's broken. So I'm gonna cut that off there, weld it onto the bottom of that, and something like that.
So what Bob's trying to do is keep on as much of this structure as possible, rather than cutting the parts off just for the sake of it. Some parts need bending back into place, which is what he's doing now, using a ratchet strap, but you can see how easily all these aluminium parts move. They're super flimsy. Once he's happy with the placement, he's then going to clean it up to get ready for welding. He needs to cut off panels off the new structural piece that we bought, if I can call it a structural piece, because all it really does is hold some aero bits in, parts of the bumper on and an under tray, and once he's happy with it, he can slide it back into the place where it should have gone. He needs to get it in the exact position, using the measurements he took earlier, because if he doesn't get this right, the headlights, the under tray, and the front bumper are definitely not going to line up. Once he was happy with the right hand side, he went over to the left hand side, and there was only one piece of aluminium which was missing, so this side was a lot easier for him. And there it is. Most of the structure on the front end is complete. And dare I say, the welds are a lot better than what Ferrari did. Meanwhile, back at the rear of the car, I'm removing the rear diffuser, which actually has electronically controlled aero. I unplugged that, and I've got to go and search for a new one because ours is damaged.
Next step requires the car to be clean, and that is not very exciting to watch. So, 3, 2, 1, clean! Now, we're going to do what we probably shouldn't do, but we're still going to do it anyway because we're experts. We're going to change the car colour because black Ferraris are boring, in my opinion. So we're going to make it not black. We're going to make it a new colour, which is this. I chose this colour. Some of you ain't going to like it. Some of you will like it. But if all of you liked it, that would mean that every car on the road would be this colour. Facts.
Correct, it would indeed.
That would be, yeah. And if everyone liked a black Ferrari, all the Ferraris would be black.
Correct.
So for that reason, I've gone with a colour I've never gone before. Green, baby!
This is a Nosatex Era Green. Now I think it's going to look amazing on the Ferrari.
Either that or we do have another colour, which looks like Barney the dinosaur.
And I would pick that colour all day.
Yeah, I know you would, but it's not very gentleman spec.
This is the colour that it should be.
Oh yes, purple. That looks like the Porsche GT3.
That's a Porsche GT3, ultraviolet purple.
Oh, that would look sick with the yellow.
And now I've got a decision to make.
Why don't we do what we always used to do and flip a coin?
Yeah, and do you know when it's in the air, I'm going to be thinking green. Like, do you like to look at that now and see that green? I'm going to be gassed.
Tony, what colour would you pick?
For this car, I might be swaying towards the purple.
I think the green's going to look good. I think the green's going to look good, and the purple is going to come for a right car. It's going green.
Is it going green?
It's going green.
Say bye-bye to the purple wrap, guys.
No,
maybe
but that
another
will
day.
come back at a future date.
Maybe another day. Today isn't the day.
I had my mind set on the green, but the purple was definitely a good option. Hopefully, I don't regret it. Time to get wrapping. First thing, we need to measure the rear bumper because that's where we're going to start. Then we can start cutting the wrap to size. This wrap is really thick and doesn't necessarily stretch like the other wraps. So we have to do this tactically and make pieces where we think the wrap won't be able to stretch into, like the registration plate recess and the corners of the bumper here. And if we make sure we follow body lines with the joins, it'll almost be unnoticeable. And although the wrap doesn't necessarily stretch like the other wraps, the benefit is that it's super glossy and it almost looks like paint. That's 2 corners of the bumpers done. Now for the main part. We think we just have enough wrap to complete the whole car, so we can't afford to make any mistakes. And on top of that, there's only 13 hours left.
Right, I want to put the horse back on, but do you think the horse should be black?
I don't mind the silver. I think it stands out.
Oh, that looks so sick! That looks sick. Oh my, this is going to become one of my favourite cars. Oh, I'm gassed. And the car ain't even done yet.
Gassed, innit?
Gassed, he's proper gassed, like well
I'm
gassed.
so excited for this car.
Are you gassed?
I'm gassed, yeah.
And what's even better? The door cards are back from repair, retrimmed and repaired, like you'd never know. So my dad's now going to build up the passenger side door with the new door card and the airbag. And alongside that, the dashboard's back.
Because check this bad boy out. Repaired.
You'd never know.
You would never know. All we've got to do is install a new airbag into here. Look, you can even see where it like blows out. We've got to put a new passenger airbag in there, and then that'll be as good as new then.
And here is the new passenger side airbag. That just slots into place, and there's 4 bolts which hold it to the dashboard. Now it's time for me and Liam to slide it back into the car. This is the hard part, remembering where everything goes. So my dad's doing the door card, and me and Liam are inside the car whilst the time's ticking down. And this dashboard has a serious amount of bolts holding it in, almost too much. But as the time went by, me and Liam managed to get it installed. And the same for my dad on the passenger side door. Looking good there.
Dashboard is in. Final piece to go in is the new steering wheel airbag, which should just be 2 connections. 1 in, 2 in, and in. Liam, how many bolts did you have left over?
None.
What are those 3 down there?
3. How many you got left over?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This dashboard is in, and it's definitely not going to fall out without these 5 bolts, 6, 7, 8 bolts. See you later.
We actually found where the majority of those bolts went, and they weren't for the dashboard. We completely forgot about the rest of the interior behind us. We still need the bolts putting in.
Seat belts are back from the airbag team. They're just the same, but they've got a different explosive on now. Well, a newly loaded explosive. So the little 2-pin wire that goes there will tell the airbag ECU, which sits in the center console, which we'll get to later, that these are all okay and they're lock and loaded, ready for the next accident, which hopefully never happens.
So now the seatbelt can go in on the driver's side, and Neutron's putting it in on the passenger side. And those bolts that were missing, holding the trims which cover over the seat belts. Then the carpet goes over the top of them. There's then this little parcel shelf which bolts in as well, and the straps behind it.
This is all in now. We can't put this in because we need to put the center console in. We can't put the center console in because we need the airbag module, which the airbag team have cleared the data. We've just got to put this in now without dropping it.
We've got to be really careful to make sure that this is 100% bolted in flat, because if it sits slightly off center, it can throw everything off in the car. But once I've got that in, the center console can slide back into place along with the lever behind it, and that is almost the interior back together. Just the 2 seats to put in now.
Really gets it up. Really agitate the dirt.
Close enough. Let's get it in. Look at my lines.
Oh my god. Oh, look at
Look
that.
at that.
Amazing.
812 Superfast, baby.
Excuse me, you've got some fluff on there. That's better.
1 interior in, and whilst we was putting the interior in, my dad picked up another door.
Here we have a fresh, brand new second-hand door.
This door come complete with an airbag, so I didn't have to buy the other one, but it didn't have a door lock in. If you remember, the old door was completely battered in the bottom right hand corner. So all my dad's got to do is transfer over the lock from the old door onto the brand new second hand door, and once that lock's in place, he needs to make sure that it works, putting the key in.
Hand open. Look at that.
And it does. Then he can put in all the other things, like the door speaker and the door card on top of that. And whilst he's doing that, me and Liam start wrapping the boot lid, which wasn't too bad of a job.
Look at that. This wrapping business is causing a bit of a slow down, but there's nothing we can do. We would normally, in the video, right now, if you normally watch videos, if you don't, hit the subscribe button. But now, we'd normally, when we fit a crazy kit, we'd normally reveal it all at once. But because of the way we're doing this,
Just reveal the rear first.
let's just reveal the rear first, because we've got a new rear, haven't we? Okay, so here's the existing, well, that was the diffuser. And now, we have this second-hand one. Few scrapes on it, but this thing is active and it opens up. Literally, nothing serious, just a motor. £2,000 for these, so that's good. But we've got something which will make it better, and it is part of the CT carbon kit, which we're slowly going to add on as we get further down the car. And that is, yeah, boy, look at this. Instead of the grey rear diffuser there, we've got the carbon fibre. This is gonna look insane. These extra bits from CT Carbon are gonna give it those final touches. And on top of that, it seems like they're pretty easy to fix. A bit of tape comes off, slide the diffuser in place of the old one, and we can use the original fixings and the bolts to hold the new carbon piece in place. Guys, I've just realised we're gonna be putting this on, and we should have an exhaust coming for this because it would sound sensational with a new exhaust. And I do think the diffuser's got to come off to get the exhaust off, so we could be cutting our nose off to spike our face, as they say. But
What? What does that even mean?
I've never heard that. Have you heard that?
Cut it off
Cut
your
my
nose to
face.
spike your face.
Cut my head off to spike my face.
Cutting your nose off to spike your face, yeah.
How pointy is your nose?
Yeah, but like, it's a saying. But there is one part of the kit that we can fit now. This is to go with the diffuser. This is so easy to fit, which I'm excited to do. Okay, this is carbon anyway. This is like an additional extra you have to pay for from Ferrari, God knows how much. And guess what? It's getting covered over with more carbon. I'm just gonna add a little bit of Mansory glue on top of the carbon just to make sure it sticks. Get this bad boy on. And then this just literally slides over the top of the existing carbon. Woo! And it looks way more aggressive. It's just got a flared edge at the bottom and just makes the car look that little bit wider. And I think along with the rear diffuser, it's gonna look amazing. That is sick. And we've only just started with the kit. The rear end of the car is coming together nicely, but there's still so much more to do. New day, more stuff going on. So we can't wrap the rear quarters until, see this dent here that we found, that needs to be pulled out. So whilst we've got Bob here, who's a master of the aluminium stuff, which this quarter is, Bob's doing all the skilled work at the minute. He's gonna take the wheel off, arch lining out, and try and pull out that dent for us. And because he's finished on the front, I can now start painting the front end to make it look like how it should be from Ferrari. And then we can either start wrapping or building stuff up. Either way, we're making progress. We're gonna leave Bob at the back now, and we're gonna head over to the front. First off, the etching primer goes over the bare metal. And whilst I'm doing that, Bob's removing the rear wheel and the arch lining so we can try and access the rear quarter from behind the dent. Once the primer's dried, I'm then just going to apply some satin black paint just to make it look as original as possible. You can notice how far away the front end is compared to the engine, because this car is classed as a mid-engine car. The V12 is actually behind the front wheels. Meanwhile, Bob's having to drill a little hole in the quarter, and then he can heat up the quarter and put a tool through the hole to allow him to start pushing out that dent in it. He's going to try and get it out as much as possible before applying filler. And whilst he was doing that, screensaver turned up to fit our new windscreen, because the old one was battered. Paint's drying at the front. I did an amazing paint job, Picasso. Now, we've got to get this screen out. It's all smashed. Screensaver is inside, look. And he's going to start stripping that down, taking this out, because we've got a new screen from Ferrari, and that's going to go in. Come on. To get the screen out, the guys use this cutting wire and work their way around the whole screen to break the seal.
You can see here, everybody's working really hard, but the lads.
What we've discovered, it's so much easier to watch people work.
Yeah.
It's so much
That's
easier.
like what the viewers are doing at home now.
Yeah,
Oh, well, we're with you. We'll
We're
sit
with you,
back.
yeah.
Sit back, I'll click subscribe, you've clicked subscribe, and this is quite entertaining. Apart from we're watching it real time without the editing, still, it's enjoyable. And the lads had nearly broke the seal all the way around the windscreen, and once they have,
it lifts out just like that, and then they can start applying the adhesive to fit the new Ferrari windscreen in place. Use the suction mounts to hold the windscreen, then push it down in place. Job done there.
Screen in! We thought was going to be way far ahead than we were at the minute, but we're not, because Lee's here from Wheelmania to put the wheels on to do the final touches.
But you're going to have to wait for later to see the wheels, because we're pretty behind schedule at the minute. Now, Bob's still cracking away at trying to get out this dent in the quarter.
How are we looking, Bob?
All good. The dent is pushed out a few high points, but we'll put a skim of filler over that.
Time for Bob to work his magic.
I've sanded all the high tops now. I've warmed it up to get the condensation and the dampness and any moisture off it, so it gives it the best chance for the filler to stick to it. So I'm going to put it on in thin layers just to make sure it does the best job possible.
So Bob's going to mix up the filler and then start applying the first layer to the quarter. There isn't actually that much of a dent anymore, but he wants to make sure this is perfect, because any imperfection we're going to see under the wrap.
Okay, what we've decided to do is piece it along here, following a body line there, so hopefully you won't see that very much. This is going to slide in to that difficult area. That's going to be wrapped separately. Then this is going to be wrapped separately, and then this is going to be wrapped separately. But what we've just decided is that we probably should cut out this same piece for the other side, whilst we've got this stencil made, so we don't have to do it again.
Look at this.
It's an exact science there, look.
Look at that.
Great.
Perfect.
Well, we can save that for later.
As I mentioned earlier, this wrap isn't the most flexible. So wrapping these wings, where they have these tiny areas underneath, are pretty hard to stretch one complete piece in. So we've got to tactically wrap it using different pieces and using the body lines to hide the inlays, which is exactly what I'm doing now. And I think that looks alright. Back at the rear quarter, Bob is sanding down some of the filler that he's put on it to try and make it nice and flat and ready for paint.
All sanded now, and I'm going to start putting a bit of edge primer on. Edge primer is a primer that sticks to aluminium. It's like an acid, and it'll bite into it, so it'll give it a really good grip. And then we're going to go over it with some gloss black and make it ready for wrapping.
So off Bob goes with the edge primer, and he's going to apply a bit of heat to that, and then afterwards he's going to go over with the gloss black. We don't have an exact paint can to match the 812's paint, but at this point it doesn't matter because we're wrapping the car. But if I ever do choose to take the wrap off, I'm sure I could get this part blended into the rest of the quarter. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep this car.
We've cut all the wrap into sections, and we've realised if we make a single mistake, we won't have enough wrap to wrap the whole car in. We're going to have to piece the roof separately to the quarters, because this is actually all one massive piece. So we've got a knifeless tape in there, and because we want to wrap the roof first, so the roof wraps on, and then when we piece, this part will overlay there, so then the actual edge of it will be facing inwards rather than seeing the edge on the outwards, if that makes sense. So we're going to wrap the top part of the roof first, and then we're going to move on to the quarter, and then hopefully, if that's gone well, we should be all clear to start putting back the front end.
So on goes the layer of wrap for the roof. And this isn't too difficult to wrap because it's quite a flat piece and it's not a huge size. Once it's down and we've laid it out, I'll cut it with a knifeless tape, and that's job done here.
Right, 5 hours, 50 minutes remaining, and it ain't looking good, to be honest. It's not looking doable. We've still got 2 rear quarters to wrap. That's what we're going to do now, and then we've still got the front end to build up. There's not really, like, I know we probably should prioritise fixing the car rather than wrapping the car, but it just feels better to wrap it now and work our way from the back forwards. So what we've got is the rear quarter to go. We've had to do the roof like that and piece it in because we're really, really short on the wrap. And what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to piece in this difficult area here, follow the body line there, and then all of this will be all one piece, and we're hoping it'll go well. We cannot mess up the wrap now, because if the wrap messes up, we ain't got enough. We haven't got enough wrap, and we have to wait for a new roll, which has got to come from America. So we cannot mess this up. Right, let's get the wrap on this side. We've got to mirror it on that side, and then we can start building up the front. Off we go.
Now, I wouldn't normally piece in a rear quarter. It would normally be all one piece of wrap. But when we was cutting the wrap out for the rear quarter, I accidentally cut it short. So we don't have much choice here. But I do have a roll of wrap en route, so when that arrives, I can give this a go again all in one piece. But to be fair, I don't think this is actually going to turn out too bad. I'm putting knifeless tape along the roof so then we get a perfect cut when I lay the wrap onto it, and the knifeless tape on the inlay as well. Next step is to lay the huge piece of wrap which covers over the rear quarter and the A-pillar. We've got to be really careful not to make a mistake here, because if we do, this car is not getting wrapped. We don't have much left, and we don't have much time left. Once the wrap is all laid out, I can then start cutting it and trimming off all the excess parts. Again, if you guys have followed me from the very start, you know I've learned how to do this just from teaching myself. The first car I ever tried to wrap was my Audi TT that we rebuilt. And now look, we're doing Ferraris.
That was absolute stress, because just knowing that I can't mess it up has caused stress. How long did that take? That took 2 hours.
2 hours.
So another 2 hours is that other quarter. That leaves us 1 hour 50 left.
And then we've got 2 doors, 2 quarters, a bonnet and a bumper, and to rebuild the whole front end.
Think you got it?
Yep. This is going to be pretty tight. But next thing I wanted to do is get the rad pack on the front. And we managed to get a second-hand one here from eBay. I've got to remove some of the crash bars first so I can get the radiator pack on behind it. Liam's bolting the mounts at the bottom, which hold the radiator in place, and then I'm screwing in the mounts on the top, which the radiator actually slides into and then bolts on. After that, I've got the oil lines. These are actually new ones, because the ones on the car were pretty kinked.
Here we go. Brand new second-hand rad pack going in. Yeah, it sounded like, do you know when you play Guess Who?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, has he got glasses? No.
With the rad pack pretty much already built up, we can slide it onto the car, connect up the bottom radiator hose, and then push it into its mounting points, and afterwards tighten it all down. Then I'm going to go underneath the car and slide on the oil feed and oil return pipe for the oil cooler and tighten them up.
The grand finale, we couldn't get one second hand, we couldn't find one. So we've got a brand new one, AC rad.
I've just got to take off the aircon pipes off the old radiator, and then Liam's going to fit them onto the new AC radiator. To be fair, finding parts for this 812 has been pretty hard. I don't actually think there's too many on the road in the UK, which is why it's pretty hard to find spares. Now I'm connecting up the remaining hoses, clamping them all down, and then I'm going to do the exact same with the aircon pipes. Then we've just got to make sure everything is bolted in before finally putting back in the crash bar, which protects all of the radiators.
Rad pack is on. That's looking good for tomorrow's work. 2 hours 57 minutes. I wish there was 2 hours 57 minutes left of work on that, but there's definitely not. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try anyway. Let's get the other rear quarter on, and we'll do that in the morning. So for now, timer gets paused. See you in the morning.
We really have to get a move on now if we're going to get anywhere close to doing this in 24 hours worth of labour. 2.5 hours remaining, and we've got to wrap this rear quarter. I do think we're going to be a little quicker this time because we know what to expect from the other side, and whilst I'm wrapping the rear quarter, Liam's wrapping the petrol filler cap as the time ticks down. And now that the quarters are wrapped, I can slide in the rear lights. The electrical connector clips into them, and then I have to go inside and tighten the 3 bolts which hold it to the car. And I've got to do this for all 4 rear lights. But bit by bit, it's coming together. Once the rear lights are in, I'm all clear to put all the trims back in the boot. And all of this is so time consuming, but I want to get this right. And just in time, Liam's done the petrol filler cap, so he can go back to the rear quarter and start fitting that to the car.
12, 11, 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
"24 hours is up." And maybe we was a little ambitious. Although the 812 has come far, but I still feel like we're probably only halfway there. But I'm still so excited to get this back on the road.
24 hours of labour.
Turns out you can't rebuild an 812.
No, and wrap it.
And wrap it and modify it.
I think it was the wrapping. And there was structural stuff which we didn't realise. So we're going to start again. And we're going to see how long it actually would have took. We've done 24 hours of labour so far. Off we go again. This could be 48 hours. Might have to retitle the video.
The goal was never to rush building this 812. It was just to see how long it would actually take. And I guess we sort of underestimated the time. But now that the time is going again, there's a little bit of relief. I can now finish off putting all the trims in the boot, and I've took the tool out of the gearbox, which holds the car into neutral. As I'm hoping next time we start it, the car will be able to move and drive itself. In goes the parcel shelf, and that is pretty much the whole interior complete. In good timing.
Bit of wiring. Got to fix it onto this lovely Ferrari that Matt's been building up over the New Year period. Okay, so we're going to rewire the horn.
Luckily, we spotted these two broken wires coming out of the wiring loop. And the rest of it was on the broken part of the bumper, which is already ripped off. And these go to the horn. So all my dad's going to do is repair these broken wires by soldering them together, then put a bit of heat shrink around them and a bit of loom tape, and now we should have power to the horn. We've now just got to bolt the horn and the bracket to the aluminium frame that Bob welded on previously.
Whoa! It works.
Whoa!
And that all works. Next step, the front shroud, which holds the air filters, the engine ECUs, and loads of other computers. We managed to get this second hand. It slides in, bolts to the radiator housing, the ECUs clip into place, and then there's a few bolts which hold them all down. Luckily, none of these were damaged in the accident, that we know of just yet. So these can just go straight in. After that, new air filters are going in. And they come standard with these type of panel filters. Once they're in, Ethan and my dad are going to slide over their air filter housing and connect up the MAF sensors, which tell the car how much air is being sucked in through those filters. And that's job done on the front there. Next step, all the shrouding and the scuttle panel for the wiper blades. And of course, the wiper arms.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's perfection, that.
Looking pretty good there. Next step, the wings.
Now we're going to be putting the wings on. As you can see, they are half wrapped. It's easier to wrap the rest of it when it's on the car. So we're going to get it on the car, then we can wrap it.
Now we've just got to hope that all the aluminium frame which holds the wing in place is in the correct position, because we've been doing a lot of bending and moving of that frame to get it into place. But judging by how those two wings went on, it's looking good.
So we have some nice new headlights from Ferrari.
We had to buy new headlights, as I couldn't find any second-hand online. These were just under £1,000 per headlight. A lot cheaper than the Bugatti headlights though. And they're huge. And luckily for us, they fit nice in place.
Job in the town.
Right, the next thing to go on is the doors.
This is the original door, but with the airbag and all the electrical connections now being hung back onto the car. They just slide up onto the hinges and then all the bolts can go in. Once the bolts are in, we can slide through the wiring from the inside of the car, through the door, and connect it all back up and clip back on the final pieces of the door card, whilst my dad is doing the exact same on the driver's side.
Right, ignition.
Working. Right. Working. Yeah.
Amazing. They're working.
And the good news, the headlights are working. Look at the rear of the car. Everything is coming together now. And even the panel lines between the wing and the doors are looking pretty good. Right, wings are on, headlights are on, front end is in. But we think what would have been better the whole time is we just got Kian from Keezy Customs to come down and do this, because we wasted so much time trying to wrap it ourselves, and we're right on the final stages now. Well, we've got over 24 hours. We've got 16 hours, 14 left of the other 24 hours that we've gone into. These guys are going to crack on and get the rest of the panels wrapped, and whilst they do that, that's going to allow me to start problem solving the rest of the car, putting the front bumper together and working out everything else. There's a wing mirror that's got to be changed because on that door the wing mirror is different. So we can solve all of that whilst the guys are wrapping. Off they go. We should have done this all along. Although I do enjoy wrapping the car, it takes me a lot longer than what Keezy would do it, because he does them day in, day out. And immediately he had 2 wings wrapped in no time. Next up is the front bumper. I bought most of the body panels brand new and sent them immediately to the body shop to be painted. That way, if I ever do peel off the wrap, the car's all black all underneath. But in no time, the front bumper was green.
Bumper's all done.
Next step, the driver's side door. The guys laid the wrap in place, and then it's just a case of stretching it and getting out all the creases. You might notice they left the door handle on, and that's because the bolt was seized to getting the door handle out. But luckily, they worked their way around it. The next step was the bonnet. They did this in one huge piece. And look at that. One of the biggest panels on the car. And whilst they were finishing up that, Leon was building up the front bumper with all the trims and grills. I had to drill a few holes so it could fit the Ferrari badge in the front of it. That's looking all good. And that is most of the car now wrapped, with 11 hours left of the other 24 hours which we restarted. Now me and my dad are going to lift the bonnet onto the hinges and hope this all lines up, because the one thing we haven't done is replace the bonnet hinges, which we normally do when the bonnet's had a bit of a hit. Big gap here.
This one's good.
That looks alright. But I've got a gigantor ramp over here.
A gigantor ramp?
Oh, now I've closed it. When it latches in, this side does look okay, but that side looks high. The way to solve this is how Ferrari do. And we're going to take the Ferrari spacers out of the wings there and pop them into this side here, because then that'll bring this wing up and hopefully solve the issue with the bonnet gap. But I'm only doing that because I know this side is the one that's been molested and moved around, whereas that side is fine. So we're going to take that side as the reference. So let's take the spacers out, whack them in there, see if we can kind of solve this out, bring up the headlight a bit as well. It'll all come true when we put the bumper on, because if the bumper doesn't fit, then we know something's going wrong, because if it's like that or like that. But I do think the bumper should be okay, but let's find out. This is one of the most time-consuming parts of the build, trying to line up all the panels, and probably the least entertaining. But eventually, we got to a place that I was happy with. We actually managed to take out a lot of Ferrari's original shims they had in. What I'm going to do is fit the side skirt now that the door's on and the wing's on. And what it looks like is, this is the CT carbon side skirt to go with the kit, but that just goes over the standard side skirt. So this kit actually looks like it's really easy to fit, but the annoying thing is this side skirt was okay, that side skirt was damaged on that side, so I ordered 2 carbon ones, and if I knew that the CT carbon kit covered over the kit, I would have probably ordered just a black side skirt. But saying that, I've just thought about it. When that goes in there, look, that's carbon fibre here. So it might have looked odd if that was black as well. So, it's okay. Right, fit this, stick the CT carbon over the top, then we might be able to get to the front bumper. So the next step is to slide on the carbon fibre side skirt. This one actually survived the accident, so I could just slide it into place, put a few bolts in the side and underneath, And then afterwards, I'm going to get the CT carbon kit, peel off the backing tape, and then that just literally slides over the standard side skirt. And then it uses the original bolts underneath to hold it in as well.
Look how wide that is. Oh my god.
After that side skirt's in, I could just fit the Ferrari sill plate which sits inside the door. Again, using the Ferrari technique with the double-sided sticky tape. And that's job done there.
The next bit of CT carbon kit, which is the front splitter. This, again, I think just slides over the other splitter like that, and then it screws in underneath. So this should be quite easy to fit. Let's give it a go.
Again, like the side skirt, the front splitter just slides over the original front lip, and it uses that double-sided tape. Along with that, it uses the original mounting points underneath, which I'm screwing in now.
41 hours we've done so far. I think we might need another 24 after this one.
With the splitter on and the bumper fully complete, we can now line it up to the car, plug in the electrical connection, and then start bolting it all in.
Pretty cool. I've just got a bolt in the bottom of the bumper, but this... that's looking sick. We've still got more CT carbon bits to fit, but I'm pretty impressed with it so far, and every part of the CT carbon kit that I have fitted has fitted spot on. So remember, if you want to go get a CT carbon kit, I'll put a link in the description box below with a discount code to help you guys out as well. We've got the best bits still yet to come. Can't wait for that.
The Ferrari is almost there. All the body panels are now on, and all the panel gaps are looking pretty good. Just a few final touches now. The badges going on each side and the indicators.
Almost there. It's looking really good, but remember, we've still got that milky oil inside the engine, so we're going to need to service it. We're going to need to put a new oil filter in, try and get all of that milky oil out. We've also got the best bit yet to come, but for now, I think what we've got to do is whack on the old wheels, move it into the ramp. We've still got the arch linings and all the under trays and everything underneath to put on, and then we can test whether the car's got any fault codes, because we put in the whole dashboard and we've not really actually properly tested to make sure there's no faults on the car yet. I'm hoping to drive this car pretty far once we get it built. Next step, whack the old wheels on, get it in the ramp.
So for now, on goes the old wheels. But this is literally just to move the car a couple of centimetres back into the two-post ramp. And it starts up.
The only lights I've got on the dash is the tyre warning light and a door. Yeah, no door. Yeah, no lights. So far, so good. It seems to be running good, but we're about to go and see how bad the oil is, because remember, we've done it a few cycles. We also need to put coolant in it. Let's get it in the air.
Up the Ferrari goes, and now we're about to find out how bad the oil is.
Right, all under here, we've got more damage. I'm pretty sure, like, this is perished, like, it's got holes in it. Like, I think the aero is quite important on these. Like, this is broken, I don't want that flapping down. This is broken, this has got a gaping hole in it. I think it's just worth, because I do really want this car, and I don't want it to go wrong. So we might as well just replace all of these. So I'm gonna get all these trays off, replace them for new ones, drain the oil as well whilst we're there, and do a little service on it. Let's go.
So first step is literally just to take off all the damaged under trays, which is pretty much every single one of them, because we're gonna have to replace them.
Right, under trays are off, but we're not gonna put anything back on yet because we've got the best part yet to come. Let's see if this oil is as milky as it was, I think, third time round. I think we've put a lot of different oil in it now, so hoping third time we should be. Oh, yeah, still quite milky. Still quite milky.
Does that mean it's a serious problem?
There might be.
Yeah, we flushed it 3 times and it's still like that.
Yep, there might be a problem.
So just when we thought things were going well, the oil still looks milky. and I would have thought it would have cleared out by the third oil change. The water pump and the oil cooler, or oil pump, is here. It's all along here, and they're joined together. And if there's something broken in that, which actually looking at it now, it looks like it's all got all new bolts in it. You think, if that is broken internally, and the water is mixing with the oil, we've got a big problem.
So we think now that the water might have got into the oil via the actual cooling system. We're just going to investigate now. We're going to pressurise the cooling system to see whether it holds pressure. And fingers crossed it does, because this is a massive job of it.
Is that engine very bad?
This is, yeah.
Right.
Are we putting coolant in it, or are we just going to pressurise
Should
it?
we pressurise it with air first and see if it leaks? Then we'll see if it holds pressure, and then that's the first good sign.
If the cooling system doesn't hold pressure, then the water must be escaping somewhere. And if it's escaping through that water pump, which connects to the oil pump, then we're going to have a serious problem.
There's nothing.
You put your finger on the end of that though.
Got it.
Yeah. There you go, my kit's working.
Yeah, we've got a big problem.
So where's it going?
So we need to put water in it to find out where it's coming out, because otherwise we're never going to find it.
If it is broken,
Yeah.
is it new engine or?
Well, we need to find where it's coming from. If it's a head gasket, then it's our engine rebuild. If it's a oil, like that oil and water pump, which is most likely what it is, because I've heard of them failing before. Because the cooling system wasn't holding any pressure, we decided to fill it up with water and see if we could visually see where the leak was. And we know if this water starts coming out the engine sump, we've got a huge problem. That would mean the water is mixing with the oil system. But so far, it looked alright. And we just about filled the cooling system, and it seems like it was holding. Time to add some pressure to it.
Oh,
We found the problem.
And the good news, the problem looks like it's coming from the front of the car, not internally.
Oh yeah, it's coming out the hose. Is it coming out the hose?
What, like, has it got a hole in it?
I think it might be. Yeah, it's coming out the hose. It's coming out the hose. We're good. Okay, let's solve this hose. Solve this hose. I'll do that. Whilst he's doing that, I'm gonna get a nice bit of Y food.
So this might not be the source of the milky oil, but it's definitely the reason why the cooling system won't hold pressure.
Okay, that hose is coming off. We're gonna hopefully replace that hose. I think I did order one anyway. But now it's time for the Y food. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen what these are, then this is a perfect time for you to know, especially if you're trying to get a little bit healthier throughout this year. This thing is effectively a meal in a bottle. It's got everything you need to replace a meal in a day. And if you're struggling to hit your protein goals, this has got 30 grams of protein in it. So great for recovery as well after the gym if you want to get wham.
On top of that, there's 26 vitamins and minerals in there. There's high in fibre, high in protein, lactose-free, gluten-free, and there's no added sugar. And look at that, there's the hole in the hose.
This is the taster pack that you can buy, and there's only, is it 30% off?
30% off.
30% off for 5 days only. If you want to get a taster pack, try one of these. Maybe 5 days, for 5 days in a row, you could try one and replace your breakfast with one of these whilst you're driving on the way to work. Save you time, save you money, and you know you're gonna get the nutrients you need.
That's a good thing about Y Food, is that there's loads of different flavours to choose from. And if you are like me and constantly on the go, rather than skipping a meal, it's definitely best to take a Y Food with you.
If you want to grab a taste pack, where can you go?
The link's at the bottom of the description, innit? Or is it the bottom of the screen? I don't know. It's somewhere at the bottom.
The link is in the description box below if you wanted to grab a Y Food taster pack. And for now, there's 30% off for only 5 days.
Right, time to re-add water into it. Hopefully now, that water stays in the watering system. Then, we're gonna pump up the jam with Mr. Pump.
No, it's not Mr. Pump, it's Pumpy Boy, isn't it?
Give an old pumpy name.
Yeah, oh what? Pumpy Grandad. It's Pumpy Grandad because it's well old. We're going to put Pumpy Grandad on it. Pumpy Grandad the thing up, and if it starts coming out of sump, there's a serious issue with this engine, and we probably should have done that first. In goes the water, which we're hoping stays in the cooling system. And once that's all topped up, it's time to add Pumpy Grandad to it. We're going to then pressurise the system with him, and we're going to hope he holds that pressure. Whilst we wait, we're going to send the car up in the air and make sure no water is leaking through into the engine sump. So far, so good. Right, plan is to fill it, put the sump plugs back on now, so all the sump plugs back on. Water's in it, we're going to put rubbish oil in it, and just run it, get it up to temperature at least, so then the oil's nice and hot, and the oil's gone around the whole system, then drain it again, and then put new oil filter in it, new oil, and hopefully that'll work. So back on goes the oil filter housing, the sump plug in the bottom of the engine, and the sump plug in the oil canister. This is now going to be the true test. The good news is that Pumpy Grandad has held his pressure, and now we're going to fill up the engine with some old oil because we know we're going to have to drain it out afterwards. Let's just hope it doesn't come out milky.
Ready?
The engine seems to be running pretty good, and there's no oil getting into the water. It looks pretty clear. We're going to let the car run up to temperature and then check it.
Coolant ran to temperature, oil got to about 72 degrees. Time to drain it. See if it's improved. See if we've lost water. We would have lost water anyway because it's gone around the system. Time to find out.
Let's hope this time it's looking a little bit better on the oil front.
Oh, it's better. It is better, but is that just because it's warm? It's looking more oily colour. Still watery.
It still wasn't looking great, but I definitely think it's improved. So we could only try one more time. Back in goes all of the sump plugs. And again, another round of Valvoline oil. Run the car up to temperature again, send the car back in the air, and remove the sump plugs one more.
Oh, that's looking way better. Get in there, Lewis.
And finally, about after the 6th time, the oil actually starts to look like oil once it's gone round the engine, which has given me the all clear to put the oil filter in and everything back to how it was. It's still a mystery of how the oil ended up that milky, and I guess we'll never know.
We just need to put now oil in it and coolant in it. To do that, we need to bring the car down. But whilst we're under here, we might as well do my favourite part. Let's get this standard exhaust off, and I'll show you the new one once this one is off. But at the minute, we've got a back box, which is there, which is valve controlled, and then it runs all the way down to centre silencers on a V12. Then it runs all the way down to standard catalytic converters and probably OPFs. So we're going to get them out and replace it with something so much better. It's going to sound insane. Insane. Right, start getting this off. This could be a big job.
With me now being happy with how the oil is in the car, it's time to do the best part, the exhaust. And to get this exhaust off wasn't an easy job. First thing coming off are the back boxes, and we had to remove both rear wheels to do it. We're unplugging the vacuum line out of the valves, and then we could just about slide out the back boxes with keeping the rear bumper on. Next step is the centre section and the front pipes.
Are we starting the next 24 hours?
And look at that, another 24 hours had passed. With 48 hours worth of labour into this car now, and there's no turning back. And we've nearly got all of the exhaust off.
Hey! Yeah! Yippee-yi-yay!
Okay, standard exhaust is off. The front pipes are off, the centre section are off, and the back box is off. And here is the new exhaust. This is a Valvetronic exhaust system. A complete system for the 812, running from the very front of the car all the way back. Now what's different is, of course, the front pipes. The front pipes have got our sports cats in, and then they go down to this X pipe. Well, it's like a double X pipe. You see on here, this is literally just 2 straight pipes. This will cross the exhaust gases over. So instead of just 6 cylinders of noise going down one side and exiting out there, and 6 cylinders going out of that side, you then have both 6 cylinders combining together in the middle, which is going to speed up the exhaust gases, combine the noise together, and also make it sound way better because you're going to get to hear the V12 all coming out of one exhaust right at the end, which are going to be these back boxes here. So again, a little bit shorter than the stock boxes. They're slightly smaller here, and they also have a valve on. So let's not waste any more time and get this thing fitted to the 812. Again, this goes back in the same way the old exhausts come out. You might have noticed we've had to actually lower the front subframe to get the old exhaust out, which made it a lot easier to put the new exhaust in as well. Once we've got the front section of the exhaust in, we could then slide in the back boxes. And everything was a lot easier because this exhaust system is not only lighter, but also a lot smaller. With us finally fitting it, we can now start fitting all the new under trays and the rear diffuser to cover it all up. And that is the underneath of the Ferrari pretty much finished. Time to bring the car down, add the final round of oil and some coolant to it as well. Right, oil's in. Let's hear this puppy. It's basically a straight pipe. Cold start.
I don't think I want to stand behind it actually.
No, we've got to stand behind it. Let's do it.
We standing behind it?
Yeah, come on.
I put my fingers over my ears for this one then, because if you're doing it, I'm doing it. Are we ready? Ready?
That sounds unreal.
It only lets me rev it to 4K at the minute.
That's 4K?
4K. That's 4,000 RPM.
Oh my.
9. Oh my god. That 4,000 RPM, it's got like a soft limiter, but I think when it warms up, it might let me go higher. That sounds mental. We decided to put the engine covers and all the trims underneath the bonnet on whilst we waited for the car to warm up. Then it was finally ready to hear the full exhaust.
Hear it?
Oh my god! That is insane.
I think that sounds better than the SVJ.
Why?
That sounds better than the SVJ.
The exhaust was sounding amazing and the engine was running good. I do still think there's a bit of oil in the evap lines, hence the excess smoke. But I think once I run this car long enough, all that smoke should clear once the oil and water is all burned off. Okay, time is ticking down, but I don't want to rush. I want the car to be perfect. It is. I'm never going to sell this car. I'm excited to drive it. The last thing we're missing, of course, are the wheels. The old wheels were battered. Well, this one actually is all right, and that one is all right, but on that side, they were battered. Wheelmania and Bowler have managed to come together to get us wheels in time to do this, in the time that we wanted to do. And they have brought me some wheels, which we're going to put on, but we are going to take off shortly afterwards, and I'll explain why. And these are the wheels. I think these are going to be the perfect fit, especially with that green. These look absolutely sick. And they're sort of taking inspiration from the original wheels, but instead of being 20-inch all round, these are 21-inch front and 22-inch rear, exactly like Novatec cars that they do. But what we've realised is I can't get 22-inch winter tyres anywhere at all. And where we're going to be going, hopefully if this car runs right, we're going to need winter tyres. So we may have to swap them in a minute, but for now I just want to see what it's going to look like for the majority of the year with these bowlers on. So thank you Wheelmania. If you need wheels and tyres, go to Wheelmania. And also thank you Bowler for getting them in time. If you're going to go to Wheelmania to get wheels and tyres, use Bowler. Let's get these on the car. We can see what it's going to look like. Now we really are on the final touches. And a massive thanks to Wheelmania to getting them here on time. It's a shame we can't get winter tyres for these wheels, but at least I know what this car's going to look like in the summer. Time to stop the timer.
And finally, done. What we're doing with the extra 17 hours?
Oh my days. That looks flipping unreal. Like exactly how I imagined it. And this car is not leaving the collection. Like I've wanted an 812. It's like absolute dream spec 812. It looks so sick. The carbon, the wheels, the colour, the way it sits, it looks unreal. There's no faults on the dash apart from the tyre pressure warning, which I think I just need to drive it to get the tyre pressure off. This car looks unreal, and it's took us in labour, how was it,
54 hours.
54 hours in labour to do. So it just goes to show you the other previous 24-hour builds that we've done, like how well we've done. But this one took way, way longer, and we had multiple people on it. We've had Bob on the front, we've had me and Liam on the inside doing the dashboard, we've had my dad building up door cards, we've had Neutron doing bits and bobs as well. Like, it's taken that long, but like from every angle, this car looks sick. Like even from that 3/4 angle at the back, I don't think there's anything I would change about it. It looks so, so good. Like at the end, we're getting so tired, so exhausted, but we're not rushing. It's not like we're rushing to do the car. We're just working hard because I'm excited to have the car finished and done. But we're not finished yet. It's not 100% finished until we take it for a proper drive to make sure it's fully faultless and put it through its test, which is exactly where we're going next. It's why I kind of messed up a little bit on the wheels. What a car. I hope it works longer than Nico's. It's done his collarbone.